Now I'd like to have the panel introduce themselves. They're going to give their name, what their position is, what company they're with, and just a brief description of what that company does. And then we're going to really dig down into the meat of the conversation. So we'll start on this end with Jonathan and move forward from there.
Good morning. I'm Jonathan Mayer. I'm a designer and brand consultant here in Orange County. I work with a number of local businesses, and we help strategize advertising and marketing campaigns through print and digital communications, and also strategic partnerships. And I've been in the industry, started as a designer for about 20 years now. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kristen Chambers. Most recently, I worked for Fox Television Distribution, which includes Fox, FX, Fox Sports, Big Ten Network, National Geographic, a lot of different brands. And I led a central digital technology team there that basically focused on our websites and apps. And so that included visual design as well as development, project management.
Hi, I'm Aaron Aiken. I'm a senior technical artist for Blind Squirrel Games. We do work for hire for AAA companies, for companies like 2K and others throughout Europe and Asia as well. And I've also worked in film on movies like War for Planet of the Apes and Ride Experiences and TV shows.
My name is Craig Birdie Burns, and I own Birdie's Grip and Lighting. We are a production rental house, so we rent equipment to producers, anybody making a film or video. Also, I have Apple Box Network, which is streamed live every Friday, and I interview people in our industry about what they do in the industry and what's going on and the changes that are happening to them every day.
Hi, I'm Kurt Ackelhahn. My craft is a trained cinematographer, feature documentaries. The Academy of that goes under news documentary. I also have a interest in a production agency called AdSmith, and we do content, not production. We're trying to change the language and get a little more forward with actually what it really is. So we create content for Bank of America, John Deere, B of A, Toyota Lexus, mainly in the space of corporate communication facing either outward or internal, but mainly branding is kind of our specialty.
I'm Tim Amick. I run the creative team at NextVR. Creative team for us is post-production and visual effects. And NextVR is a company that broadcasts live action virtual reality. We produce, edit, and distribute the live action VR for all kinds of partners like NBA, NFL. We've done with Fox Sports and NBC, Universal.
What about you? You're dealing with different companies and the directions that they're going. How do you see digital media arts coming into play with the companies that you're consulting with?
Well, we've all heard that content is king. I think putting out good content is tremendously important. As more of a branding and aesthetics side, you really want to put your best foot forward no matter what. In school, putting together a portfolio, I was told you're only as good as your worst piece. You want to be really, really careful in what you present to your audience, whether it's your peers, your competition, and your consumers. My clients are in retail, so it's a product or a service-based industry, and there's a lot of competition in that space. So you gotta be your best.
So more, especially in retail, leaping to online. How is that impacting the branding of folks like me? I like to go in and say, yeah, I like that, but I can't do that online. So there's still that push-pull. But where do you see, as far as the trends and the need for the workforce coming in that can handle and help the retail industry?
It's an interesting dynamic with my clients because it's more of a luxury good and a luxury service. A good case, which just happened last week, is I have a jewelry client in one of the high-rises in Fashion Island, and they sell pieces that are approachable for a few $1,000s all the way up to seven-figure items. And the power of Instagram caused them to hop on a plane and fly to Abu Dhabi, and there is a 6 to 7 figure sale pending because a woman found us on Instagram, because of beautiful imagery that we're putting out and pushing it to the appropriate audience.
Interesting.